Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you in Jesus' name. So today I have a testimony that I want to share with you. And I hope that it encourages someone. And I know that there is someone out there who really needs to hear this. Because in this life, sometimes bad things can happen. Things that you do not expect to happen to you. And most of the times, we start asking questions like, where are you, God? How can you let this happen to me? And so on. And it seems like God is not doing anything at all. It seems like he's absent. He's not hearing your prayers. And yet it's not like that. As much as one may receive visions and dreams from God or hear God's voice, they can also experience bad days sometimes. Or can I say a lot of times? It doesn't matter who you are. You can be a great pastor, you can be a great man or woman of God, or you can just be an ordinary person who makes these videos like I do, sharing a few things that the Lord has revealed, but still be afflicted one way or the other. There is no one who is immune to the trials of the devil, especially if you are a child of God, if you are a believer of God, or if you are someone who calls on the name of God. That means you are automatically at war with the devil. So anyway, a few days ago, I learned a great lesson to not complain or think that God is ignoring my prayers. This is something I already knew. It's something that I could also tell someone that they are not supposed to give up and think that God is not listening or doing something. But no matter how much you know that, sometimes you reach that breaking point where you will be like, God, where are you? Why have you forsaken me? So what happened a few days ago? I took a nap in the afternoon around 2 p.m. It was just an hour nap. And in that hour, when I was closing my eyes, I felt like someone was poking my right eye, that I actually opened my eyes and I started rubbing my eye. I went back to sleep and I closed my eyes again. And the same thing happened again. And this time in that sleep, I heard someone saying to me, you should be blind. And then I opened my eyes. And then I started wondering if I was really hearing this. But then I just said, no, I will not be blind. I rebuked that. But I did not seriously rebuke it because usually when I sense an attack in my spirit or in my dreams, I would immediately go on my knees and seriously pray, rebuking it. But this time I just said, no, that must have been in my mind, since I was feeling a little bit irritated in my eye. And at the same time, it did not make any sense to me that I should be blind. Because if you are not born blind, it never occurs to you that anything can happen that can take away your sight. So a few minutes later, I woke up and I went to the backyard to prepare a fire. We have a very big tree that we cut down a few months ago because it was taking up a lot of space. So I was trying to get a few logs from that tree so I could use it to start the fire. And I was trying to break a branch, like I was pulling it down from the other end. And so the whole branch came off and it hit me hard on the eye, my right eye. That very same eye that was getting poked when I was asleep. The pain was very sharp. And even though it was on the eye, I felt pain all over my body. I felt dizzy. I lost balance, and then I fell on the ground with one hand covering the eye that was hit, and I lay there on the ground and I was screaming, my eye is gone, my eye is gone. And everyone was inside the house, and they heard me screaming and rushed to check on me. I was in pain, and my head was spinning, and I was having a blurred vision and a double vision on that eye. But after a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, I could see well. Although there was so much pain on the eye, I was still lying there on the ground with my family around me asking me what happened and if I was okay and all. I could not really say much, but at that moment, I got filled with so much anger. I felt this rage boiling inside of me, and I said, God, where are you? How can you let this happen to me? Why, Lord? And brothers and sisters, at that moment, I felt a voice in my spirit that said, you were supposed to be blind. I just paused, and for a few seconds, I thought about everything that had just taken place. And I started feeling ashamed of myself and how I had questioned God's presence. I felt sorry. And even though I was already crying, I felt like I started crying all over again. And then later on that day, I asked God to forgive me for doubting him, for thinking that he had let me down. The devil had said earlier on that I was supposed to be blind. Now, do you see how things are released in the spirit first before it happens in the physical? Do you see the importance of paying attention to your dreams and why it's dangerous for you to have a bad dream and just ignore and carry on with your day like nothing happened? Whenever you have a bad dream or whenever you feel that something is wrong in the spirit, you need to get up and get on your knees right away and rebuke it as soon as possible. The devil had said that I should be blind. And even though I was not sure if I heard that correctly, I just rebuked it. And when I got a hit on the eye that very same day, I got very upset. And God reminded me that I was supposed to be blind, but it did not happen because God was there. Yes, I got a hit and it was painful, but the intention of the devil was to make me blind, and it did not prevail. God reminded me of another dream that I had a few months ago before this incident. And in this dream, I was at a gathering with some church members, and someone attacked me from behind and tried to pluck my eyes out. I prayed against this dream when I had it, but I did not realize that this was a straightforward dream, that the interpretation of that dream was just exactly as it was in that dream, that the devil was planning to attack my eyes. So it's very, very important to pay attention to your dreams and to always remember that everything happens in the spirit first before it happens in the physical. The greatest lesson that I learned is that when you trust in God to protect you, He will protect you. He will not leave you. Yes, things may not be easy at times. Life can give you a few blows here and there, but it will not knock you down if you trust in God. So it happens a lot with so many people that when things go wrong, we tend to think that God has forsaken us. He's not there for us, or He's not answering our prayers, and we do not stop to think that things could have been worse than they are. That accident that you had, maybe you were supposed to have died. That demon that is tormenting you, it might have killed you, but you did not die. I had no right to question God's presence, especially with what I have seen Him doing in my life. I am a living testimony. Even if I had become blind, I was going to be very sad, yes, but I was going to remember that He has shielded me from death before. 2 years ago, there was a day when I came face to face with death, and I physically saw the shield that was covering me. I am a living testimony. I would have been history already, but I am alive today. And when I sit down to think about it, every day seems like a borrowed day, a day that I was not supposed to see. But because of God's grace and mercy, I am still here. I never thought that my life would be what it is now. I never thought that I was going to sit down and talk about God like this. And I thank God for opening up my eyes and allowing me to know the truth, to know all the things that I know now. There are millions of people that do not know God. They do not even want to know God. They do not worship Him. And even some that worship Him, they think that it is their right to have what they have, to have eyes to see, to have legs to walk, to have a house, to have parents, to have children, or anything that they have, to just be alive. They think that they are in control. They think that they are just supposed to be alive. They do not know that someone is in control. And even if you do not worship God, He is in control. Matthew 5 verse 45 says He makes His sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and send rain on the just and on the unjust. So God is always there for everyone. So whenever you feel like God is silent, I want you to remember his word. He said that he will not leave you or forsake you in Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. So if you are trusting in God for protection, continue to trust in God and do not lose hope no matter how tough things are. I had a very tough month. The past month of August wasn't so good for me. I was getting attacked physically and spiritually, and my dreams were horrible. It was one bad dream after the other, and I was constantly asking God if we are still together, because it felt like I was not hearing from him anymore. I was having bad dreams, and physically things were not going on the way I wanted them to. So the only thing I felt God telling me this whole month was to wake up and pray. And I would wake up and pray and get attacked in the dream when I was expecting to hear from God. And almost every day I was asking, Lord, have I done something wrong? You seem so far away. And finally, when I got a hit on the eye, he spoke, and he was there all along. So sometimes as believers, there are times when our faith is tested, when God seems to be absent, and he wants to see if we believe enough to keep persevering in prayer. There is a reason why Jesus said, pray without ceasing. And 1 Timothy 6:12 says, fight the good fight of faith, meaning it's not going to be easy. Even Jesus Christ as well, he went through hard times, through many temptations, to the point of being crucified, but God was there. And to other people, it seems like he was not there, but he was there. So whatever that you are going through, just continue to call on the Lord, and remember that he is with you, and he will always be with you. So I just want you to stay strong and trust in God completely. You will get there. You just need to be a little bit patient. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon.